Hey guys, I got the video over here. It's the JV still, right?
Hey, Sean, were you looking for me?
Okay, what'd you say?
I was wondering if you were looking for me because my son heard you on the feed.
Oh, well, that was earlier.
Okay. There's always a delay, so we realized you were on there looking. So tie line went out, but I went and got it back up.
Oh, okay. That's
JV
good.
game 4:52 left in the fourth.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
What you might do is, I would say, in between. I don't know if they've given you permission to do this to give them an update that JV game's still going on. There'll be a little delay. We'll probably end up starting about 3:30 just for the pregame.
Just for the pregame?
Yeah, because it's 4:52 left, so it's probably about 15 minutes of basketball, and then they got a 20-minute warm up.
Okay, so I'll put it, well, for you it's 3:20. I'm gonna put it about 3:20 so that we have it all ready.
Yeah, just 3:20 saying, JV game is still going on. Apologize, it's going to be a few more minutes. Enjoy some more hits.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
We've got 2 more songs and then it'll be about time, okay?
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
No, we can't go at 3:21 because I'm not doing the 30-minute pregame.
Oh no, that's for the intro for the game. That's just for the intro.
Yeah, we usually don't do the intro until we feed it into me.
Okay, so you want me to just put you in
put some
and
more music on.
okay, so
All right,
3:30.
you can come to me real quick if you want. If you want to come to me, and I'll let them know the game is. We still got about 20, 30 minutes till game time. I'll say that and then throw it back to you for some more music.
Yeah, we can do that. So you say about 3:40. You want me to put everything at?
Yeah, well, I'll give you an update. I'll give you an exact time here. I just say load about 10, 15 more minutes worth of music, and then I'll give you the exact time for intro.
Okay, no problem.
But if you want to throw it to me so I can tell everybody, I will.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Just let me know whenever y'all are ready to start.
Any time. Did you want to let them know what was going on, or just continue on until it's time?
We can do after this song. I'll put it in live assist, and then you can just like tell them over the air.
Yeah. Just give me a countdown.
Okay, we got 2 minutes then.
Thanks.
One minute.
Thank you, Sean.
Thirty. 13. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome all to the Permian Fieldhouse in beautiful Odessa, Texas. Your Hobbs Eagles are getting ready to take on the Permian Panthers in a non-district matchup with both teams being undefeated. And that game will take place in probably about 20 minutes here. Both teams just finished the JV game, and they're going to put warm-up time on the clock. So we'll start pregame in about 10. Stick with us. We'll be back. Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube.com for more Hobbs basketball.
Okay, good.
All right. So if they just finish now, I'm waiting for them to put it on the clock, and then I'll tell you exactly what time to start intro, okay? And then we can just figure out how your songs fit to make it work. So give me about 2 minutes.
Okay, no problem.
Appreciate you, Sean. All right, Sean. So they're putting it on the clock now. Give us a second.
All right, no problem.
I thought
Just
they were
let me
going
know.
to do just 10 minutes, and all of a sudden the clock stopped. So
Okay, no problem. Just let me know what time you
yes,
want
sir.
me to start.
You're awesome. All right, boss. It looks like they went and reset it and ended up putting 9 minutes on the clock. So 8 minutes is about till game time. How much you got left on this current
All right.
this current song?
I got a minute 30.
Okay, do one more after that, and then we can start intro.
Okay, no problem.
Maybe
The next
something
song. The next song is about like a minute or so long. Let me see.
short. How long?
The next song is about 3 minutes long.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. So complete those, and then you can throw it here, and we'll start pregame. They're not going to do introductions, so I can just do straight through pregame.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thanks.
Okay, no problem. We'll have 2 ads, and then the jingle, and then the song will play.
Why don't you, if you can do it after this song, that might work perfectly.
Okay, no problem.
The next one started, yeah. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. Already, 15.
15 to intro, correct?
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. $25 to your go.
Thanks, Sean.
15. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Permian Fieldhouse, where the Hobbs Eagles are getting ready to take on the Permian Panthers in non-district action. Panthers are 4-0 on the season. Your Hobbs Eagles 1-0 after coming off a 67-24 victory against the Montwood Rams to open up the season. Game 2 is going to be a whole different ball game. You know, this Permian Panther team 4-0 on the season. They did pick up wins against a couple of smaller schools in Midland Christian, which is a 4A, and Monterey. Out of Lubbock, which is 4A, but they did beat Lubbock High, which is a bigger school, and they also beat Colleyville Heritage out of Colleyville, Texas, which is actually traditionally a pretty good basketball program. Coach Flores and his squad here in Odessa has been improving year after year. This is his third season at the helm of the Panthers, and he has made them a perennial playoff powerhouse in his few seasons here with the Panthers. Of course, the Eagles, coming off that 67-24 victory in Montwood, saw some great play. And you know, from this old coach's standpoint, I really think the most important play that I saw from them was the defensive play. It really was a throwback to a lot of the Hobbs Eagle teams of old, which, you know, put really good pressure on people. They did that to the Montwood Rams and moved their feet very well on defense. I talked with Coach Reeves about this before the game, and Coach Reeves kind of agreed. He does say that this is a very good Permian squad, and this is going to be a good measuring stick for us here early in the season, and we'll see if the boys are up to it. Coming into the game, you know, the first thing that sticks out in my mind is Jalen Gore picked up 28 points in that victory against Montwood, and he did it from both inside and outside. Gore had 28 points and did it with 4 3-pointers, and the rest was from inside the arc. And so that was a lot more balance from Gore that we've seen this year. And I think the biggest improvement that I've seen in Jalen Gore's game from last year to this year is the defense, as Gore was actually contributing some really good shutdown defense for the Eagles. And when you talk about shutdown defense, you got to bring Michael Mackey into the conversation. That junior, I think we referred to him as the human pickpocket last game. He did have 3 steals in that first game, and his defense was just absolutely amazing on the floor. It was stifling the Montwood guards. Mora, big senior post, Aaron Mora. I tell you what, this man is the man in the middle in the first game. He got 6 points and 7 rebounds in his first action of the season, and did have 2 blocks and a steal, contribute defensively. And I think that may be a factor today, because Permian does have some size on the floor. When they did warm-ups in between the JV games, some of the Permian players were attempting to put on a dunk expedition in order to show people what they can do, and it is a high-flying Permian squad. A few other notables from that first game against Montwood. Jesus Ramos picking up 4 assists to lead the squad. He did also have a couple of steals in that game, 4 points to go along with that. Mackey and Cautry Morgan both picked up some of the scoring slack for the Eagles, with Mackey and Morgan both adding 9 points apiece. And Morgan picked up 4 rebounds to go with it to help the squad second in the team in rebounding. I think a big key to this season for the Eagles is going to be 3-point shooting. And Gore was 4 of 9 in that first game, and that was a pretty good clip right there, 44%. Then after that, it trailed off. Mackey hit 1 of 3 for 33%, and then no other Eagles were able to actually toss it into the basket from 3-point land. And the team went 5 of 19 overall, a 26% clip. They did manage to shoot 59% from the free throw line. The free throws were not something that we did very well last year, so it was good to see a little more consistency from the free throw line. And inside the arc, they actually shot a lot better. They shot 44% inside the arc in that win against Montwood. So looking at this team and looking at what they're bringing to the table here, it's going to be exciting to see them against this 4-0 Permian squad, because we're going to learn a lot about ourselves today. And then following this game, the Eagles will be on the road again. They'll be traveling to Gadsden for a non-district matchup and then traveling to Alamogordo to Artesia for the Artesia tournament, and they'll be playing Alamogordo to get that thing started and playing over that weekend. Both teams have been called off the floor, and I heard that they were going to be doing no introductions today. This is a game that's being played over the Thanksgiving holiday, so a lot of times they have a shortened staff. They didn't have a concession stand today, but yeah, pretty good crowd. Hobbs traveling well. I think the Hobbs faithful actually outnumber the Permian faithful here today. As you know, Permian's history tends to be as a football school, and I kind of smiled at Coach Flores before the game and joked with him that a couple of winning seasons he may turn this into a basketball school, and he kind of smiles and, I think we'll be a football school. So, and he's probably got a little bit of truth to that. Permian will probably always be a football school. Both teams getting last-second instructions. Hobbs will be wearing their roadie blacks. They do have the white shoulder, I want to say shoulder visage on top, and the white numerals outlined in gold, and, of course, the white sneakers with the black lining on it. Permian will be wearing their home whites with the black numerals and the black line side, traditional Permian fare. Both teams coming on for the opening tip, and we're about to start action here. Game 2 for the Hobbs Eagles against the Permian Panthers. Mora to do the jumping duties for the Eagles. He's lined up against Race Hare, the junior power forward who sits at 6'7" on the height scale. Hobbs will be going left to right on your radio dial. Thank you all for watching on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube.com and Cool 95.7. Permian wins the tip, and they'll bring the ball up the court. Here's Cedric Beatty across the timeline. He goes right side to Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty spins it around, hands it to Calicut. Calicut with a left-handed dribble, hands it over to Beatty again. This is Cedric. Cedric goes over to Saldivar, goes in underneath. Shot goes up from Calicut. It's no good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Quickly up the court, looking for help, trying to find it. Gets the ball back is Jesus Ramos. Ramos on the board. He has 2. Quickly, Permian up the court, and they're going to score quickly as Ben Saldivar gets a layup, and we're tied at 2 apiece. Right back down the lane we go, and they're going to hand it up to Mora and an alley-oop, and Mora scoops and scores. It's 4-2 Eagles. Lots of action here early. Saldivar working against the press. Going to be stolen away by Gore. Gore, 2-on-1. He's going to look. He's going to go up himself. Gore scores. 6-2. Eagles up. Working against Permian. They're trying to bring it up the court against the Hobbs press. Almost stolen away at half court. Saldivar across the timeline. He's going to reset. He's going to hand it over to Cedric Beatty. Beatty with the left hand, calling out signals. They're trying to work it into the post. They're looking for Calicut. It's not there, so he goes out to Tremaine Beatty right side. Tremaine Beatty has Hare. Hare's going to go up and have it blocked from behind. And Ramos gets the block there. Ramos jawing a little bit about to race Hare about being able to get that ball on him. 6-2 Hobbs leads, 6:34 on the clock, first quarter. Permian inbounding underneath the own attacking basket. Looking back door, it's not there. They can go to Hare, top of the key. And he's going to be fouled. That's going to go against Ramos. Ramos will pick up his first personal foul, and that'll be the first team foul. They're going to say he's shooting, and that'll put Race Hare at the line to shoot 2. Lots of action here early. Hare spins it up to the right hand, fires. This one's going to bounce around and go in, and Hare picks up his first point, cutting the lead to 6-3. Hare back at the line. Second shot's up and good. And Hare now has 2 points at 6-4 Eagles. Permian coming out with a little bit of a press of their own. Ramos across the timeline, no problems with the press. Crossover dribble, looks back door, it's not there. He gets manhandled. Here comes Permian. They're off to the races. Beatty comes up. Mora's going to block it. And Ramos goes to save. He can't do so. It's going to be out of bounds on the Eagles. And the Permian Panthers will get the ball underneath the attacking basket. Hobbs has a man wide open here. Mackey's going to get out on him. He's going to alley-oop it in. Mora's going to block it. They're going to get it back. Beatty's going to have it stolen from behind by Mackey. Mackey ahead to Gore. Gore with the left-handed layup is going to be blocked off the rim And that was not a goaltend call. Ramos for a long three. Ramos misses, and that's going to be controlled by the Panthers. Working against Gore. Beatty comes across the timeline. This is Tremaine. Tremaine back to Cedric Beatty. Beatty wants a long three. Off the iron. Ball's loose on the floor. Off to the races. It's 3-on-2 Eagles. Top of the key. Here comes Gore for three. He's got it with the right hand. Jalen Gore. He's got 5 on the night, and it's 8-4. Check that, 9-4. Stolen away. The shot goes up by Cotry Morgan, and Morgan's going to get fouled. They're going to call him for a push. And, oh, man, the Hobbs Eagles faithful does not like this at all. Morgan picks up his first personal foul as substitutions come on for the Eagles. 9-4 your score here early. 5:35 on the clock in the first. Here's the press working against the Panthers. Cedric Beatty goes to Tremaine Beatty. He's coming across the timeline. He's triple teamed, now double teamed. He's in the corner, trapped. He gets it out, and they're going to go into watch it get blocked there by Morgan as Cottrell tried to go up with it. Ball's loose, and it's going to be on the floor, and they're going to call a foul here. I think this is going to go against Permian. It does. I do believe they got number 3 for that. They're not posting the fouls on the board here. I'm going to try to keep it the best I can for you. Flying solo stands Ty Friend today. He's unable to make the game today. Here's Gore, top of the key. Looks around, gets the offense started. Looks at the first cutter. Gore's going to keep it himself. Dribbling to the right side, now back to the left. Short jumper at the free throw line, rolls up and in. And Gore has 7 here early, and it's 11-4 here, Eagles. Beatty with the left hand comes back over to Tremaine Beatty. He crosses the timeline. He's in the corner. He's being checked by Box. They're going to drive. This one's going to be called on the floor. Foul against the Eagles. I think they got Box on that one. Permian inbound underneath attacking basket. Top of the key, it goes to Calicut. Calicut, right side to Ramos. He's going to drive. Check that. That's Saldivar. Here's Tremaine Beatty, left side. He misses. Rebound's going to be on the floor. They're going to give it to Permian. No foul there as Calicut absolutely mauls Cotry Morgan. Morgan hits his head on the floor. No call. Or check that. That's actually Ethan Van Landingham. Here's the inbound to Calicut. Van Landingham steals it back. Van Landingham ahead to Box. Box, he wants a long jumper. No, he's going to pass it up. He's got a cutting Ronnie Ross. Ronnie Ross with the right hand, and it's 13-4. Timeout on the floor. The Panthers want to talk it over. Eagles up 13-4 in the first. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to Hobbs Eagle Basketball on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.com.
Where the tie line drop?
My tie line is showing connected, sir. $30 seconds, by the way.
Three, two, one.
Welcome back. 13-4 the score here in the first quarter. The Hobbs Eagles with an exciting first quarter action up and down the floor. The steals and battling these big, tall, lanky Permian Panthers here early and coming away with a lead. It's fun to watch the defense for sure, and that defense has led to a very quick 9-point lead. Coach Flores and his squad talking it over. He quickly sent them back on the floor. He stomped the floor. Really upset with the choices that his squad was making, and that's not Coach Flores' style at all. Eagles back on the floor. Permian will have the ball going right to left here. 4:20 on the clock. Permian to inbounds goes to Tremaine Beatty. Beatty back to Cedric Beatty. The left hand goes back to Tremaine. They're working it slowly. Tremaine comes across the timeline. He's trapped. He's going to get it out to Saldivar. Saldivar at the free throw line. He's got it. Saldivar now has 4 points here, and it's 13-6. Gore bringing it up against Beatty. Beatty trying to reach, not there. Gore spins around, goes to Mora. Mora going to be hit by Calicut, no call. Left side, long jumper, no good, as Ross misses off the iron. Here comes Saldivar, and he gets a quick, fast break there. Saldivar now has 6 of the Permian Panthers points, and it's 13-5. Panthers pressing a little bit of their own. Gore across the timeline to Box left side. Box back to Gore, top of the key. He's checked by Tremaine Beatty. Gore, left-handed dribble, looks for Mora. Goes around a pick by Mora. He's going to kick it up. He's in trouble. He's going to kick it out. He's going to throw it away. And that's going to end up being a backcourt as Permian did not touch the ball. Coach Reeves getting up and doing a little coaching there about what to do in that situation. Mass substitutions for the Eagles. Cedric Beatty into Saldivar. Saldivar, he works to race Hare, and they're going to get Mora with a touch foul. It's amazing. Mora reached in from behind and got that, but man, we've seen Calicut maul people, and there's been no call. So Mora picks up the foul. His first personal, 4th team. Inbound to Hare, blocked by Mora. Off to the races. There's nobody but Ronnie Ross. Or check that. That is Darius Royal, and Royal picks up the bucket here, taking it to 15-8. Here comes the press. Calicut back to Saldivar. Saldivar's going to get it back. He's going to take a jumper. Saldivar with the right hand. He's got it. And Saldivar has 8 points for the Eagles here, 15-10. Sorry, Saldivar has 15, has the points for Permian. 15-10's Eagles lead. Here's Mackey. Mackey working against Calicut. It goes to Royal. Royal to Mora. Mora wants a 3. No good. Ball's loose. Saldivar has it. Going to hand it to Tremaine Beatty. Beatty up the court. He's going to back it out. Beatty being checked by Box. Nowhere to go. Beatty hands it over to Saldivar. Mackey's on him. Mackey's closing him out. Saldivar's double team. They're going to go to Calicut. Calicut checked by Royal. Hands back to Saldivar. Saldivar with the right hand. Mackey wants it. Mackey gets picked off. Saldivar, long 3. He misses. Rebound by Calicut. Calicut goes up. Almost has it blocked. It's loose. Here's Beatty. Beatty's going to kick it out to Hare. Hare's going to miss. Ball's loose. Royal has it. Royal has it stolen away by Beatty. Beatty with the left hand. Dribbles. Fires it up. Misses. Hare with the rebound. Van Landingham goes down. Tips it over. Ball's loose. Into the corner, and they're going to have a tie up there. It's a jump ball. This will be Eagles basketball. Great effort there by Ethan Van Landingham. More subs coming on the floor for the Eagles. Here comes Ramos back onto the floor. Permian's first sub of the game is number 11, Rael Moses. So this will be Hobbs basketball. Length of the court to go. 15-10, Hobbs with the lead here. Exciting game so far. Inbound to Mackey. Mackey's going to take it himself. He's being checked by Tremaine Beatty. Mackey around the back, crosses the timeline. Jig steps, runs with the right hand in the lane, misses. Controlled by Moses. Comes over to the near side. Jambrione Anderson has it. He's going to kick it back to Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty shakes and bakes, goes up the lane. He's going to be fouled, rolls in and out. He'll be shooting 2. So far, we've only seen 2 subs from the Permian Panthers, so he's kept that bench pretty tight. Eagles already going 10 deep here. Beatty huffing and puffing at that foul line. 1:24 on the clock. Eagles leading 15-11 after the free throw as Tremaine Beatty makes the first. First quarter action live from the Permian Fieldhouse. 2 undefeated teams going at it. Beatty's second opportunity at the foul line. Takes a couple of dribbles, spins it up to the right hand, and fires. He's got the second one as well. 15-12, here comes Hobbs. Mackey's going to hand to Ramos. Ramos bounce pass back to Mackey. He wants 3. Mackey off the iron. Controlled by Hare. Hare's going to hand it to Tremaine Beatty. He's going to come up against the double team. Splits the double team, goes to Moises. Left side. Here comes Hare, long three, no good. Ramos with the rebound. Ramos with the right hand, looks ahead to Mora. He's got Mora on the run. Mora with the right hand, has it blocked by Hare at the rim. Ball's loose. It's going to be controlled by Moses. Right side goes to Beatty. Long three from Cedric Beatty, no good. Rebound by Anderson. Anderson with the right hand is going to hand it back to Cedric Beatty. 42 on the clock. Beatty's going to flip it over to his brother Tremaine. Tremaine has it blocked by Mackey. He gets his rebound. Mackey's going to jump on it and try to get the steal. It's loose. Both teams are going to grab it. Royal ends up pulling it away, but they'll call the jump ball, and this will be Permian Panther basketball. Great hustle there by Mackey. Mackey almost pulled that away without causing a double team. I was pretty impressed with the attempt at that play. That is some smart basketball there by Michael Mackey. So Permian gets it back, 29 seconds on the clock. And Saldivar is going to have it with the left hand. I think they're going to play one shot here. Saldivar around the pick. Mackey's still there. It's going to go to Cedric Beatty, out to Hare. Hare's going to take a long three, in and out. Rebound by Moses. It looks like Beatty gets it back, off to the races. Mora has it. Nobody with him. Mora's coming up with a right-hand jam. He's going to be fouled. Mora went up, and he was going to slam it down hard, but Saldivar did all he could. That's Saldivar's second personal. Team foul against the Panthers. So Mora goes to the line to shoot two. 5 seconds on the clock here. Panthers have somebody way back behind us already. I'm not sure if anybody sees it. Mora's first opportunity at the free throw line, in and out. He misses. 15-12 your score with 5 seconds left in the first. Hobbs bringing the sub in. Here comes Ronnie Ross. Ronnie Ross checking in for Cautry Morgan. This is a deep, deep, deep squad for the Eagles. They do not mind playing at the entire bench. Mora's second opportunity is up and good. Mora puts it in. He has 3 on the night, and it's 16-12. Here comes the back door. It's going to be stolen away. 1 second on the clock, and they're not going to be able to get the shot off. Ramos with the steal. 16-12 your score. The Eagles lead. We'll be back after these messages on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube.com, and Cool 95.7.
Good. What time?
60,
How much time?
60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Okay. $30. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. 16-12 your score. The Eagles are beating the Permian Panthers. This is live from the Permian Fieldhouse. And pretty good crowd getting into it here for a Thanksgiving Saturday. And both squads actually kind of check-marked this one on their schedule. Permian 4-0 on the season. The Eagles are only 1-0, but they want to play good teams, and this is a good team that they're playing today. Eagles with the ball to inbounds, working left to right. Goes to Jalen Gore, far side. Gore with a left-handed dribble. He's going to spin and have it stolen away. Here comes Beatty. Beatty with Gore on him. Beatty goes up with the right hand and misses. The long, high floater shot misses on the backside. Here's Mackey. He's off to the races. Mackey by himself with the right hand extension. Michael Mackey on the board with 2. 18-12 Eagles. Here comes the press. Saldivar. Backside, he looks for Anderson. Saldivar's going to go back to Anderson. It's not there. He finds Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty goes to Saldivar again. Saldivar has to kick it in the corner to Calicut. He doesn't want it. Back to Saldivar, checked by Michael Mackey. It was good defense by Mackey there. Saldivar went up. Mackey made him change his shot. Saldivar with the right hand, hands to Anderson. Anderson's going to be fouled by Ramos, no call. Anderson crosses over. He's going to push off Ramos, no call. Well, both of them got away with one there. Here comes Anderson, long three off the iron. Rebound by Ramos. Ramos off to the races, crossover. He's going to lose it, and they're going to say it's Permian basketball as Ramos loses it out of bounds. Calicut to inbounds. That's going to go top to Cedric Beatty, over to Tremaine Beatty, left side. Tremaine Beatty works around the pick. Stutter steps, drives, pushes off, no call. Long three, and he holds the three right in front of the face of Ronnie Ross. He's got 5 on the game, and it takes it to 18-15. Wow. Can't believe they let him do that. Here comes a long shot from Ramos off the side of the iron, controlled by Moses. It's ahead to Beatty. He's got it stolen away by Gore. Gore up the court. Gore stutter steps, spins, goes up, and they're going to say he walked with it. Oh, my. Not sure what constitutes the walk on that one. He was still dribbling and only took 2 steps. My, oh, my. But, boy, they are letting them push off on the drives, too. Some interesting calls we're seeing here. Not sure if the rules are different in Texas as it's stolen away by Gore. Gore, long three, not there. Here's Ross with the rebound and the putback. Ronnie Ross has 4, and it's 20-15. Quickly up the court. Here's Saldivar. Saldivar working against Ross. Has it stolen away. It's loose. He picks it back up. Diving on the floor is Van Landingham trying to get it from behind. And he goes top of the key. Here comes Cedric Beatty. Sets up the offense. Beatty gets a pick from Moses. Beatty now being checked by Ross. Beatty with a left-handed dribble. He's trying to work against Ross. He goes to his brother, Tremaine Beatty. He's going inside for Moses. Moses wants to drive. He looks for Calicut, back door, and he's going to be fouled by Ross, and that'll put him on the line to shoot 2. I'll tell you what, the Calicut and Race Hare, who's on the bench at the moment, those are 2 big drinks of water for these Permian Panthers. Calicut at the line, the lefty, fires and misses. 20-15 your score, 5:35 on the clock here in the second period. Substitution, they're going to take the ball back from Calicut, and Hare's going to come in as a sub. Actually, they're not going to let the subs come in. Calicut at the line. Coach Flores throws his hands up with some disgust. He wanted to sub in. Here's Calicut. Rebound by Ross. It's ahead to Gore. Gore looking backdoor. He's going to drive. Flips it to Ross. Ross, lefty long three, air ball. Royal with a nice save. They're going to say he stepped on the line. Good hustle from Darius Royal. Aaron Moore coming into the game, as is Race Hare. Panthers once again have their twin towers out there. And Cautry Morgan also checking in for the Eagles. Here comes Beatty. Pushes off again. This is the 3rd time that Tremaine Beatty has gotten away with a big push like that. Comes up the court. Goes to Calicut. Calicut's going to run over Cautry Morgan. They got the charge there. Good job by Morgan getting in there, getting the feet set. And Calicut picks up the foul. 5-point lead for the Eagles. 5:15 on the clock. Here comes Jalen Gore working against Tremaine Beatty. Across the timeline. Stutter steps. He's now being checked by Hare. Gore's going to get up and under. Tosses the ball. Mora comes and gets it. Van Landingham has it. Van Landingham throws it off the referee, and that'll be the basketball over to Permian here. 4:56. Eagles holding on to a 5-point lead, 20-15. 2-1 fouls against us so far this game. Saldivar, Cedric Beatty back to Saldivar. Tremaine Beatty near side. Tremaine Beatty looks at the 3. He doesn't want it. Goes to his brother Cedric. Cedric's pointing one. He wants a pick. He calls out Hare. Hare trying to give him the pick. Goes around into the corner. Here's Calicut. Calicut looking for Hare, not there. Calicut in trouble. He's going to hand to Tremaine Beatty. Beatty being checked by Van Landingham. Beatty holding the ball outside. He's going to drive left hand. They're looking for Hare in the corner. Long three, no good. Calicut gets the rebound. Flew in there over a couple people's back. Be knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. That'll be Permian basketball. My gosh, between Calicut and Race Hare, that's some size down there for those Permian Panthers. Here's Tremaine Beatty. He's working against Gore. Gore gets by Gore after stutter steps, but he throws it away. Ball's loose. Box had it briefly. Couldn't control it. Could be knocked away from behind. Tremaine Beatty in the corner. He's being checked by Morgan. He goes underneath the Calicut. Calicut picks up his dribble, back out to Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine goes back into Calicut. He's triple teamed. He's going to go up over Mora. Mora's going to hammer him. Comes down on top of Calicut, and that'll be a foul against Mora. That's his second personal. 3:54 on the clock, so dangerous territory whether he gets his third foul or not. Got a score coming in from Lovington. Lovington up by a touchdown in the third quarter. It's 28-21. Excuse me, 28-13. First free throw is up, is no good. Michael Mackey back in the game. Box is going to sit down. And Permian, they only put one person on the free throw line for the rebound. They got three back trying to prevent the fast break. Here's Calicut's second offering. On the rim, it bounces up and in. And Calicut has his first points of the game. 20-16, here's the Eagles. Jalen Gore into the corner. Almost lost it. He's going to top of the key. Here's Samaj. That is Samaj Williams. Right side, Mackey. Mackey working against Tremaine. He's going to go float. Mackey finds some space with a hop step to the left. And Michael Mackey puts us back on the board. It's 22-16. Here's Tremaine Beatty. He's double teamed. Comes near side and hands it to Cedric Beatty. He's being checked by Samaj Williams. Into the corner, Hare. Hare for three. He's got it. He likes that corner shot, and he has five now. It's 22-19. Hobbs in transition coming up the court after the three-pointer. Gore to Mackey. Mackey right side. Mackey looks at Samaj Williams, doesn't want it. Over to Mora. Mora, top of the core. Gore wants that one. Long three, in and out. Controlled by Saldivar. Working against the press. Here comes Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty goes over top to Saldivar. He's going to drive. Saldivar is going to have to kick it up and under. Wow, what a play by Saldivar. And they're just going to call the basket good. They're going to call it goaltending. And the basket's good by Saldivar. Wow, that was an acrobatic play by Saldivar, who's the smallest player on the court, minus Samaj Williams. 22-21. We have a one-point ball game here. Hobbs still leading. 2:42 in the second. Here's Gore across the timeline. Gore picks up his dribble. Top of the key, Williams. Williams looks at Mora. He doesn't want it. Williams gets a pick. Pulls it out. He's got Mora in the corner. He goes Gore top of the key to Mackey. Mackey fakes the drive. Looks underneath. Mackey picks up the dribble. Goes to Gore. Gore left hands it over to Mora. Mora wants a long three. Mora in and out. Ball's all loose, and it's going to be into the hands of Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty ahead to the left hand. He's going to float in and out. Ball's loose. Calicut has it, and Mora picks up his third foul. Just what I was worried about there. Calicut with the rebound. Goes back up with the putback. And Mora picks up his third foul here in the second quarter. Shot goes for Calicut. On top of that, he has three. And that's going to make Mora have to go to the bench and sit here. Eight to 3 foul differential in this game thus far. 23-22 Permian leads. Free throws up by Calicut, no good. Hare goes over the back. Ramos had him blocked out. That'll be a foul on Hare. I think that's his second. 23-22. Eagles trailing by one here, 2:05 in the clock. Eagles offense kind of sputtered here in the second quarter. Here's Gore with the right hand coming across the timeline. He's double teamed. He's going to throw it over to Mackey. Timeout on the floor. Reeves really quick trying to save his team. We'll take a break, too. You're listening to HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube.com, and Cool 95.7. We'll take a 30-second break. 30 seconds, please.
All right. Two. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, 23-22. Permian leads the Eagles by 1. Eagles with the ball. They're going to bring it into Gore. Stolen away. Off to the races. Here's Beatty. He's going to give it to Anderson. Anderson's going to miss the layup. Tipped over to Ramos. Ramos on the run. Ramos looking for Gore. He's got Gore. Gore wants 3. Gore's got 3, misses it. Ball's loose. Ramos tipping it around. The Eagles are going to jump on the ball there, and that'll end up being Permian basketball on the jump. But good job by the Eagles trying to make a play here. And trying to figure it out. It should be our ball. I believe we got it last time on the last jump. So I'm really surprised here. It looks like the arrow didn't change. Permian basketball. 23-22. Permian bringing it in. Tremaine Beatty back to Cedric Beatty. Goes back over top to Tremaine. He's going to dribble. Gore knocks it away from him a little bit. Tremaine's going to cross over, go into the lane, and they're going to get him for a walk. And I tell you what, if it wasn't a walk, Ramos was waiting for him, and he took a charge in there too. They got him with a little extra step on that hop step. 23-22 your score, 1:24 on the clock. Michael Mackey with the right hand brings it up the court. He's being checked by Calicut. Mackey gets a pick, goes right side to Ramos. Ramos thinking about it. He's going to drive, spin, float. He gets absolute hammered by Calicut. They're calling it a jump ball. Calicut was into his body. Ramos and Calicut jawing each other. My, oh my. Not sure why that wasn't a foul. His hands were straight down on top of his shoulder, and the other hand was on the ball. 1:09 on the clock here. Inbound back door. It's Morgan. Morgan's going to go up. This time he gets fouled. Same thing. Calicut did the same thing that he did last time. This time they called it instead of a jump ball. So that'll put Morgan at the line to shoot 2 here. A chance for the Eagles to take the lead. And that'll make Calicut have to sit down. He's discussing it with the referee. I don't think he's going to find any takers on that. They buzzed in the sub early. Wasn't a reason to. Let's send him back over. 23-22. Eagles down by 1. 1:06 here in the second. Morgan's first free throw's up. It is no good. So substitution on the floor as Calicut's going to sit down. And onto the floor comes Moses. That is Rael Moses. Small forward. So back at the line is Morgan, trying to get us tied back up here. Morgan with the right hand. It's up and no good. Controlled by Anderson. Anderson back over to Cedric Beatty. Beatty comes up with the right hand and to race Hare's hands on the far side in the corner. Left-hand drive, pushed off. That is Cedric Beatty. Moses has it. He saves it to Anderson. Anderson, long 3. Anderson drains it, his first basket. Jambrione Anderson gives him a 4-point lead at 26-22. Ramos across the timeline, long 3, no good. Ball's loose into the hands of Anderson. Anderson ahead to Beatty, back to Anderson. Across the timeline, Morgan on him. Goes to Beatty, top of the key, Gore. Beatty's going to drive into the lane. He's going to throw it up wild, and they're going to get him for a charge. Ramos steps in there and takes another one. Ramos is a charge-taking machine. 26-22 on the clock with 20 seconds. maybe the last shot here for the Eagles. Here's Mackey, who works it to Ramos. Ramos crossover, spins, gives it out to Mackey, and they're going to get him for a walk. 10 seconds on the clock for Permian to operate with a 4-point lead here. Cedric Beatty's over there debating with the referee, trying to get some sort of help from them. A lot of conversations with the referee here. Beatty's still talking about things. And he's moving way back. Beatty's going to go to Anderson with 10 on the clock. Anderson across the timeline. Check that. That is Tremaine Beatty. He's going to throw it up to Moses. Out of bounds. 4 on the clock. Eagles get another chance here. Come through that lane pretty wild. Eagles don't have a lot of time. Comes to Gore. 3. Gore at the half court. Has it knocked out of bounds. 141, 1 second. 41 tenths of a second left. This has got to be an alley-oop. This has to be a catch and shoot. There's no time for anything else. They're looking. They're going to go to Mackey. Mackey's got to throw it up. He does. Long shot from Mackey is wide. Your score, 26-22 at the half. We'll be back after a 3-minute break with the halftime show. You're listening to Hobbs Basketball on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube.com, and Cool 95.7.
Clear.
3 minutes, please.
Okay. Minutes. Minute. Fair. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the Permian Fieldhouse. The score is 26-22. Hobbs Eagles trailing by 4 to the Permian Panthers here. And it's a tale of 2 quarters. Permian come out in the first quarter, not on all cylinders. We were up 16-12 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter was a different tale altogether. as Permian outscored us 14-6 in that second quarter. And a lot of it has to do with big men and the fouls. They've got two big men, Race Hare and Calvion Calicut. And those two big men, did a lot of the damage as far as foul-wise, taking Aaron Moore out of the game. And once they got the rebounds, their offense seemed to come alive. Most of the scoring for Permian, as we go down the list here, was done early by Ben Saldivar. He kept him in that first quarter, scoring 8 of his 10 points in the first quarter. He led all scorers in the first half with 10. And after that, Race Hare had 5. Tremaine Beatty had 5. Both of them hit a 3 in their totals. Calvion Calicut had 3. And rounding out scoring for the Permian Panthers was Jambrione Anderson, the guard off the bench, had a 3 as well. For the Eagles, a little bit more balanced scoring, more people in the scoring book as well. Jalen Gore scored a lot early. He had 7 in the first quarter. And then Michael Mackey and Ronnie Ross both contributed 4 points apiece as well. Aaron Mora had 3 points on a deuce and a free throw. And then rounding out scoring for the Eagles was Darius Royal with 2 and Jesus Ramos with 2. We're looking at some keys here in the second half, and I think the biggest key that we're going to see is how we handle and manage the foul trouble. Fouls were 10-4 against us in the first half, and it showed. Aaron Moore happened to come to the bench for the last 3 minutes, and the offense kind of shut down a little bit after that. We were unable to score much here in the second half or second quarter. But I'm sure both coaches are in there talking about different things. Coach Reeves is talking about getting the energy back on the press, using the press to cause Permian to force their shots. We did that early. Second quarter, we kind of slowed down, or Permian settled down. But as the game goes on, the Permian legs start to get a little bit weary. It's going to be very important for Hobbs to keep that pace up and to keep that pressure up. As far as Permian, they're talking about control, talking about running the offense, making sure that they stay within their bounds. It's okay to push the ball up the court, but they want to take smart shots. And I'm sure Coach Flores emphasized that during his halftime speech as well. One other point of emphasis I think Coach Reeves would talk about was making sure that we get some movement on offense, because the Hobbs Eagles offense, when it did slow down, you weren't seeing a lot of backdoor movement, weren't seeing a lot of backdoor cuts, just a lot of one-on-one basketball. We'll be back, though. Second half action. Hobbs Eagles are trailing by 4, 26-22. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the second half of Hobbs basketball here from the Permian Fieldhouse on YouTube.com, HobbsAmerica.com, and Cool 95.7.
Clear.
3 minutes, please.
All right. Two minutes. minute. Five, four, three, two, one, go.
Welcome back. Your score, 26-22. Permian leads over the Hobbs Eagles as both teams are getting ready to come out for the second half. The Hobbs faithful on their feet, greeting their team as they come out onto the floor. And the Permian Panthers still huddled up around Coach Steve Flores. Hobbs Eagles sending out Mora, Morgan, Ramos, Gore, and Mackey onto the floor, same 5 starters. Calicut, Hare, both Beatty brothers, and Saldivar, the same 5 for Permian. Permian to get the ball to start the second half here. Saldivar to do the inbounding duties. Third quarter action about to get underway for your Hobbs Eagles. All right, the whistle's blown. Here it comes. Saldivar hands it to Cedric Beatty, and Beatty with the left hand brings it up. Beatty working against Gore. Picks up his dribble. He's going to go to Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty drives the left hand. He floats, fires off the rim, controlled by Aaron Mora. Mora playing with 3 fouls. He's going to bring it up the floor. Mora, he's going to look to drive. He's going to be swatted away by Saldivar. Calicut has it. He's going to hand to Beatty. Cedric Beatty working against Gore. Gore comes across the timeline. Here comes a double team. Here's Saldivar. Saldivar wants a 3, but he don't take it. Mackey closes him out. Saldivar picks up his dribble, top of the key, still working against Mackey. It comes over to Tremaine. Tremaine Beatty's going to drive. He's going to have it swatted away by Ramos. Here's Morgan with the rebound, ahead to Gore. Gore, bounce pass to Mora. Mora flips it out to Mackey. Mackey's going to take one dribble, fire 3, and just like that, Mackey cuts the lead to 1. 26-25. Working against the press. Back door, here's Saldivar. Saldivar pump fakes, fires. Saldivar, air ball, controlled by Ramos, off to the races. Ramos looks ahead. He had Mora on the seam there, and Mora had a gap, but he couldn't quite find him as he tried to split the defenders from the Permian Panthers. 26-25 here in the third, 6:49 in the clock. Permian working against the Hobbs press. Here's Saldivar. Saldivar, he goes back door to Tremaine. Tremaine Beatty, he's going to dribble drive. Has it blocked again, this time by Mackey. Mackey saves it to Saldivar. Goes back into Tremaine Beatty in the corner. Comes out to Calicut. Here's Hare. Hare tries to shoot it over Mora. No good. Here's Mackey with the rebound. Mackey gets hit in the face. No call. Morgan fights for it. He goes back door to Ramos. Ramos across the timeline. Gets a pick from Mora. Spins around. Looks for Mora. Not there. Top of the key, Mackey. Mackey sets up the offense. Mackey working against Saldivar. Here's Morgan. Morgan pumps. Going to give it to Mora. Mora, short jumper, no good. Ball's loose. Saldivar runs it down. Tremaine Beatty right side. Comes across the timeline. Checked by Ramos. Ramos has been a defensive factor. Goes into Calicut. Calicut back out to Tremaine Beatty. Beatty for 3. No good. Oh, no. He missed it so bad that it went in. He banked it in. Wow. Calling that no good a little bit early for my liking, huh? 29-25. Sure he didn't call glass on that one. Here's Ramos. Ramos goes to Morgan. He's checked by Hare. Morgan goes over to Mackey. Mackey stutter steps. Here's Gore. Gore's going to drive, float. Going to have it blocked by Calicut. Ahead to Tremaine Beatty, who's going to roll it to Saldivar. Bad decision there. Saldivar couldn't control Ramos with the steal. Ramos is going to drive. He's going to scoop with one hand. Ball's loose. Tremaine Beatty with the rebound. It's 2-on-2. Beatty fakes. Mackey stays in there defensively. Beatty goes backdoor, stolen by Gore. Gore, crossover dribble, and he's going to be fouled by Saldivar. And I think Saldivar picks up his 3rd there. He's going to have to go to the bench probably. Yeah, here comes the sub for Saldivar. Saldivar, their leading scorer. Actually, though, they're going to leave him in there. They're taking Tremaine Beatty out, and he's really quickly running over to the bathroom. They're sending the coach after him to find out if he's okay. Here comes Gore across the timeline. Hobbs trailing by 4. Gore comes around a double pick. Splits the defense. Has it swatted away by Hare. This one's out of bounds. 6'7" or 6'8". That's one tall drink of water out there. Aaron Mora looks short compared to him. Here's the inbound. It's going to come to Darius Royal. Royal goes back to Gore. Gore going to hand it to Mora. Mora's going to drive with a scoop. Right hands it up, tips it up again. Ball's loose. Here's Gore. Gore wants three. Off the iron, no good. Box saves it. Gore's going to run it down. Good hustle there from Tyler Box. Gore as well is running it down at half court. Gore being checked by Anderson. Gore pump fakes, goes right side Van Landingham. Box looks in the corner. Here's Royal. Royal fakes the drive, goes to Mora. Mora, three, in. Mora drains it. Aaron Mora with 6 points on the night. It's 28-29. Here's Saldivar. Saldivar, short jumper. It's loose. Royal has it. Royal ahead to Box. Box stutters under, floats off the iron, no good. Here's Beatty. Beatty kicks it out to Saldivar. We're off to the races. Saldivar, left side. It goes over to Hare. Hare wants a three. He's got it. Race Hare now has 8 on the night, and that's his second three-pointer. Box across the timeline. Right side to Royal. Royal hands it to Gore. Gore being checked by Anderson. Gore with the right hand. Spins around. Goes to Mora. Mora gets fouled by Calicut. No call. Here's Box, and Box is going to throw that over the rim. Did a great job pump faking and getting them up off their feet, and then he just kind of threw it over the backboard there. And after that shot, Box will go to the bench. Onto the floor comes Ronnie Ross. Here's the inbound to Anderson. He's being checked by Gore. Spins around, crosses over. He's across the timeline. Gore closes him out. Anderson almost loses it. Gore gets his hands on it. Gore rips him. Ball's loose again, and it's going to be saved. Good hustle there by Van Landingham, but into the hands of Hare. Hare misses the three. Van Landingham runs it around. Ahead to Ronnie Ross. It's 3-on-1. It goes to Darius Royal, and Royal's going to run over a waiting Cedric Beatty, who dramatically flops around on the floor. He gets some boos from the crowd for the drama. But he does get up and politely remind the crowd that it was a charge. 32-28, Permian leads by 4. Exciting game here, 3:09 here in the third period. Ball comes into Saldivar. Saldivar over top to Calicut. Calicut has trouble controlling it. He's being checked by Royal. Calicut pushes off. Royal pops the ball loose. Calicut's going to try to throw it off of Royal, but timeout. Coach Flores tries to save him from the corner there. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Hobbs Basketball on YouTube.com, HobbsAmerica.com, and Cool 95.7.
Clear.
30 seconds, please.
Okay. 15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 32-28, Permian leads Hobbs here in the third period. 3 minutes left on the clock. Got a score coming in. Lovington playing for the state championship at home against Ruidoso. It is 35-21. Lovington taking control of that game here in the second half. Permian inbounding here with the 4-point lead. Goes top of the key, Saldivar. He's going to be checked by Royal. Royal, good defense there. Saldivar pushes off. He's going to drive the lane up and under and hits the bottom of the rim. Here's Morgan. Morgan goes to Gore. Gore comes across the timeline. He gives it ahead to Ross. Ross, short jumper, floats in and out. Ball's loose. They've got Beatty trap. He's going to get ahead to Saldivar. Saldivar to Moises, and Moises is going to run it over. No, they're going to take. He starts to call the charge and then ends up pointing toward the floor instead of sticking his hands out. They're going to call that a block. They are going to say it's on the floor, though. Saldivar to the bench, and here comes Tremaine Beatty back into the game after his locker room visit. 32-28. They're trying to find Calicut on the inbounds. They don't. Instead, it goes to Royal. Royal all the way coast to coast. Royal with the right hand. He misses. Moses with the rebound. Here comes Beatty. Beatty's going to be knocked out of his lane right there by Morgan. Beatty flexing, showing off there. Somebody needs to tee him up for that. Taunting the other bench, flexing like he's some sort of Superman. That's a technical in most realms. 32-28. Cedric Beatty back to the line here. We're in green sneakers. First shot's up and good. His first point of the night. All flexing like Superman with 1 point on the board. 33-28, Permian leads. Beatty at the line again. Right hands it up. He misses the second one. Rebound into the hands of Morgan, and they had number 5 wrapped around him. That was Calvion Calicut. He was wrapped around Morgan, but they're going to say it goes out on Hobbs Eagles. Mora into the game. Van Landingham's going to sit. Check that. Darius Royal's going to sit. Van Landingham will stay in the game. 5-point lead here. 2:22 on the clock. And they're going to go up. Calicut misses. Ball's loose. Into the hands of Moses. Moses goes back door. Knocked out by Van Landingham with the hustle. The effort from the Hobbs Eagles is there. A lot of effort from these guys. They're fighting and battling. A very good 4-0 Permian squad here out of West Texas. Michael Mackey on the floor. Morgan's going to sit. 2:16 on the clock. 33-28 your score. Permian leads. They're going to go Calicut, top of the key. Right side, Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty around a pick. He's going to drive, kicks it out. It's going to go to Anderson. Back over to Cedric Beatty. Beatty working against Van Landingham. He's going to drive, float, misses. Ball's up on the iron, controlled by Mackey. Mackey's going to spin around and is off to the races. 4-on-1. Here comes Mora. Mora with the right hand. He touches glass. Aaron Mora with 8 points, and it's 33-30. Across the timeline, here comes Permian. Tremaine Beatty. He's going to go up with the left hand. No good. Mora with the rebound. He's going to go out to Ronnie Ross. Ronnie Ross off to the races. He's going to go up, and they're going to get a block call as Ross goes straight to the basket there. And Anderson was falling down before he arrived. So that'll be Ross getting to shoot 2 free throws, trying to cut the lead to 1 here. 2 subs getting ready to come in for the Panthers. Race Hare and Saldivar, the guard. Ross steps up. Left hands it to the rim, and Ross has it. Ross has 5 on the game, and it cuts the lead to 33-31. Calicut will sit. Race Hare back on the floor. .138 on the clock here in the third. Ross back at the line. Up and good. Ross has another, and it's a 1-point lead here for Permian. Working against the press. Here's Tremaine Beatty. Tremaine Beatty bounces it back to Cedric Beatty. He's working against Mackey now. He waves everybody off. Mackey's the human pickpocket. Quick hands. Goes left side Saldivar. Checked by Ross into Race Hare. Hare goes up over Mora, and he's got it. Mora with 3 fouls has to be careful there. I think Hare knew that. Hare with 10 points, and it's a 35-32 game. Into the corner, Van Landingham. Hands it to Ross. Ross backs door to Van Landingham. He's going to be hit from behind. That's Saldivar, and he's got his 4th. I do believe that's Saldivar's 4th, and he's going to the bench. Wow, big play there for the Eagles. Saldivar, the leading scorer in the game, tied with Race Hare for the Permian Panthers, now has to sit down. Van Landingham steps to the line. First shot for Van Landingham is good. He's on the board with his first points of the night. (35-33). Van Landingham's second opportunity is good as well. He picks up 2 on the free throws. It's 35-31. And this is where depth may come into play. And it's going to be a push-off. They finally got him there. Tremaine Beatty pushed off, finally got called. We saw it 3 times in the first quarter. This time he pushed it through the guy out of bounds, and that'll be an offensive foul. And momentum is shifting here at the Permian Fieldhouse. Van Landingham to inbound. Hobbs trailing by 1. Into Mora. Mora, top of the key, Gore. Stutter steps, floats back. Gore looks at Mora. He's going to take it himself. Gore works it. Mora, top of the key. Works it over to Ross. Ross driving middle of the lane. Picks it up. Goes out to Gore. Gore, long 3 from the corner. No good. Ball's loose. Controlled by Race Hare. Ball's going to be handed to Tremaine Beatty. Beatty trying to drive against Gore. Steps, floats, fires off the front of the iron. Controlled by Mora. Mora ahead to Ronnie Ross. Ronnie Ross is going to be fouled from behind, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And a chance to give the Hobbs Eagles a lead. And foul's going to go against Tremaine Beatty. Into the corner, Gore for 3. He's got it! Jalen Gore now has 10, and the Eagles have the lead. Across the timeline comes Cedric Beatty. He's going to float through the lane. Mackey on him. Ball's loose. They're going to get a foul and say it's 2 shots. Who do they get? Looks like they got Van Landingham. So that'll put Beatty back at the line. Cedric Beatty, a chance to tie it back up for Permian. 37-35, the Eagles lead. 17 seconds on the clock here in the third. Cedric Beatty steps back up. Beatty with the right hand. Hobbs Eagles getting a little bit loud on that one. He makes the first. 37-36. Beatty taking his time, walking around the court. At least he's not flexing like Superman anymore. Back to the line, the ball's delivered, and here's Beatty's second opportunity. He's got it. Beatty with 3, and the game is tied. Mackey up the court. Mackey, short jumper. Mackey's got it. No doubt, Michael Mackey comes straight up the court. Ball inbounded. Number 30, first time in the game for him. Back to Tremaine, to Moises, right side. He misses as the buzzer expires. Your score, 39-37. Hobbs leads. We'll be back in just 60 seconds with more basketball.
Clear.
60, please.
Okay. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back, 39-37. The Hobbs Eagles up by 2 here at the Permian Fieldhouse in Odessa, Texas, as we begin the fourth quarter. It'll be Hobbs basketball here starting in the fourth. On the floor, Ross, Van Landingham, Mackey, Gore, and Mora. Permian counters with Saldivar. Both Beatty brothers, Calicut and Race Hare with 6'8" post. Here's Mackey working against Calicut. And Mackey's going to take it straight to the rim, and it's going to be blocked. They're going to call this a jump ball as Race Hare gets his hand on it, and that'll end up being basketball over to Permian. 10 seconds in here. Inbound comes to Tremaine Beatty. He's going to come across the timeline. He tries to float it back door, and that's going to be off the hands of Calicut, and that'll be Hobbs basketball. Both sides protesting to the referees for a lot of things this game. Here's Mackey working against Beatty. Crosses over Tremaine Beatty. Comes across the timeline. Mackey backs it out with the left hand. Gets the offense started. There's going to be a foul right there. Tremaine Beatty's just going to reach in. And that was a silly foul. Puts both hands on him. And that'll be the 6 team fouls here against the Panthers here in the second half. We'll be shooting free throws soon. They've got it marked 5. I have it marked 6. Here's Mackey working against Beatty again. Mackey, jumper from 18 with the right hand, no good. Run down by Ronnie Ross. Ross is going to try to hand it to Mora, not there. Here comes Saldivar off to the races. Saldivar loses it, and they're going to get Mackey on the foul. Long after the ball was shot, he missed everything. On the landing, Mackey runs into him, and one of the Panthers gets off the bench and runs over there, and they don't catch it. One of the Panthers ran over there and helped him up off the floor. That should be a technical foul on the Panthers. My, oh my. 39-37, 7:18 on the clock, and this game is already getting dramatic here in the fourth. Here's Saldivar to the line. First opportunity from Saldivar. Right hands it up, and he's got it. Saldivar playing with 4 fouls. Saldivar first points here in the second half after having 10 leading all scorers in the first. But yeah, that was not smart. One of the Permian players running over there like that. As Saldivar makes the second, he's now got 12, and the game's tied at 39 apiece. Gore working against Cedric Beatty. Crosses the timeline, gets double teamed. Gore looking for help. Looking at the back door. Van Landingham making a cut, trying to get open. Here's Gore. He's going to drive, float, fire. Gore's got it. Jalen Gore now has 12. Eagles up by 2. Cedric Beatty across the timeline. 41-39. Eagles lead here in the fourth. Beatty's going to drive. Kick it out to Race Hare. Hare's got a long 3. They're going to call this a walk on the floor. And this one's going to Hobbs. Another turnover against the Permian Panthers. (41-39), 6:45 on the clock. Plenty of basketball left here. Thank you for joining us on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.com. Here's Gore coming up with the left hand across the timeline. Gore working against Tremaine Beatty. Crosses him over. He's going to drive. Fakes the float. Goes into the corner. It's Mora. Mora spins under. Goes top of the key. Gore, long 3. Doesn't want it. Backs it out all the way near half court on the right side. Crossover dribble. He's going to take that one. It's a long one off the iron. Controlled by Calicut. Calicut hands to Beatty. Here comes Permian. Beatty's going to drive. He's checked by Mackey. He's going to float up, and he's going to get Mackey and get the shot to fall. And he walks over and trying to entice the crowd. Walks to the bench getting high fives. A lot of drama from this Beatty kid. And now he's in the referee's face with his hands in the air. Beatty now has 5 on the game, and we're tied at 41. Now he's tying his shoes. Coach Flores, he's up off the bench, and he's letting the referee on the near side have it too. Now Beatty, they're telling him to hurry up as he walks away from the free throw line after tying his shoes. Eagle faithful getting into it, getting a chant going. Here's Beatty's opportunity off the front of the iron. Ball's loose. It's going to be Hobbs basketball. They're going to say it's off the hands of Race Hare. 41 apiece. 6 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Gore has the ball, bringing it up the court. They're going to clear out for him. They're going to hand it to Mackey. Mackey's going to drive across the timeline. Mackey loses it but gets it back. He's being chased by Calicut. Mackey over to Morgan. Morgan to Gore. Morgan gives a big push on the pick, and they're going to get him for it. And Coach Flores is up off the bench screaming at the referee again. Still tied at 41. And 4 fouls, I think 4 fouls in a row against us because it was 5-4 a minute ago. And 3 fouls in a row against us. It's now 7-5 in the foul total. Beatty loses it. Throws it away. Beatty trying to find Saldivar. And he's over there trying to plead his case, saying they touched it. And Coach Flores tells him just go back and play defense. Here comes Gore. He's going to be working against Cedric Beatty. Gore with the left hand, hands it to Mora. Mora's going to drive. He's going to push off. They got him. That's Mora's 4th foul. And this one's going the other way, and Race Hare throwing up his hand. Every foul seems to draw a lot of, I want to say an acting, but a lot of dramatic interp from the Permian squad. Saldivar's going to hand it over to Tremaine Beatty. Beatty working against Morgan. Comes across half court, and he parks. Morgan starts to close him out. Gets a pick from Calicut. He's going to flow through the lane and lay it up with the right hand. Tremaine Beatty now has 7, and it's 43-41. Mackey goes back door to Morgan. Morgan to Gore. Gore working against Cedric Beatty. Near side, Ramos. Ramos throws it away into the hands of Saldivar. Off to the races. Ramos is going to run him down. The foul on Ramos as Saldivar goes up. And that'll end up putting Saldivar, a good free throw shooter, at the line. Ramos got a pretty good hold of him on that one. 4:55 on the clock. Eagles trailing by 2 here. Saldivar at the line. This is a very good Permian Panther squad, 4-0 on the season. Eagles getting a good test here early. First opportunity rolls up and in for Saldivar's 13th point of the game, and it's 44-41. Coach Flores again up off the bench, letting the referees know what he saw. Saldivar's second opportunity at the free throw line. Again up. This one is good as well. It is 14 points for Saldivar and a 4-point lead. Gore across the timeline. Hobbs needs to get some movement on offense here. Gore looking for Ramos far side. In trouble, hands it to Ramos. Ramos being checked by Saldivar. Ramos pumps, he's got Mackey. Mackey's going to pick up the dribble on a stutter step. And it's going to be a foul on Tremaine. He reaches over across him, gets body. And Tremaine Beatty over there pleading with Coach Flores. That's not a foul, sir. Coach Flores didn't agree. He told him to go back to defense. Mackey comes across the timeline after the inbound goes into the backcourt. Here's Mackey. He's going to drive. He's got Ramos, or Mora. Mora bounces it in and out. Here's Calicut. Calicut ahead to Tremaine Beatty. Beatty working Gore. Gore's going to rip him at half court. It's 2-on-1. Gore looking back door. He's going to float, and that's going to be a foul on Cedric Beatty. Gore going to line to shoot 2. Gore with a beautiful pickpocket at half court right there. Had a 2-on-1 opportunity. 45-41. Hobbs trailing by 4 here. 4:13 in the fourth quarter. First free throw's up, and it's no good. Trying to get a final from the Lovington game with 4 minutes to go. It was 35-21. We haven't had an update. Maybe my engineer Sean back at the station can talk with the other engineer and find out if we can get that score, please. Second opportunity from Gore is good. Timeout on the floor. Coach Reeves wants to talk it over. We'll throw it back to the station for a 30-second break. You're listening to Hobbs Basketball on YouTube.com, HobbsAmerica.com, and Cool 95.7.
Clear.
Thanks. If you get a score, will you text it to me for Lovington, please?
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks. Like maybe after you throw it back to me, you run into Bug Megan.
Yeah, no problem. 15 seconds.
Appreciate you, Sean. Thank you.
No problem. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 45-42, your score. Hobbs trailing by 3 here in the fourth quarter. And Coach Reeves taking a full timeout here, full minute, wanting to discuss things with his team because A lot of things are afoot. You got Aaron Mora playing with 4 fouls, but you got Saldivar playing with 4 fouls. And I do believe that Tremaine Beatty has 4 fouls as well. And I did get a score. I want to thank Coach J.J. Williams with the score here coming in from Lovington. She says that Lovington won that game 41-21, and that is a final. So Lovington wins state over Ruidoso. Congratulations to the Lovington Wildcats for their state championship. Hobbs trailing by 3. Permian inbounding underneath their own basket with the length of the court to go. 4:13 on the clock. Inbound comes to Tremaine Beatty, hands it to Cedric Beatty. Beatty's going to be checked by Ramos. He's taking his time getting up the court, and I'm not sure he realizes he may get 10 seconds if he's not careful. Across the timeline, comes around Ramos. He backs it out to Anderson. Anderson over to Tremaine Beatty. He backs it out. They're going to try to hold the clock here. Coach Flores has been known to do this. Near side, Cedric Beatty. He's being checked by Ramos. We're going to have to put pressure on him. We get within the 5-second mark. Now he's got to do something with it. Right side, Anderson, checked by Mackey. Anderson loses it. It goes into the hands of Cedric Beatty. Cedric Beatty pushes off on Ramos. No call. Into the corner. Race Hare for 3. He misses. Controlled by Ramos. Ramos off to the races. Bounce pass to Gore. Gore, backdoor to Mackey. Mackey, 2 steps. Raising it with the right hand. Michael Mackey with 11, and it's 45-44. A 1-point lead. 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Tremaine Beatty across the timeline. Calls up for a pick. He gets a pick from Race Hare. Beatty working against Mora. Into the corner. Cedric Beatty. You got a charge. Ramos steps in. Race Hare runs him over. And the Eagles get the ball back. Eagles with a chance here on this possession to take the lead. It's 45-44 Permian. Just under 3 minutes. Here comes Mackey. Mackey with backdoor to Gore. Gore pump fakes, flips it to Mackey. Mackey in the lane, throws it up, and another foul on Race Hare. Oh my. Mackey going to the line with a chance to take the lead. Clock shows 2:52. Permian up by 1, and here's Mackey's first opportunity. Spins it to the right hand, fires, and it's good. Michael Mackey, 12 points on the night, and we have a tie ball game, folks. Mackey back at the line to give Hobbs the lead. 2 dribbles to the right hand. He fires again, and Mackey's got it. Mackey leads the Eagles with 13 points. Timeout on the floor. They're going to talk things over, and we'll take a break too. You're listening to Hobbs Basketball on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.com.
Clear.
1 minute, please.
Okay. How much time we got left on the game?
Just under 3 minutes.
Thank you. Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. The Eagles lead 46-45 here at the Permian Fieldhouse over the undefeated Permian Panthers. 2:52 left on the clock here in the fourth. Both teams from here on out will be in the double bonus, so we'll be shooting free throws for any foul here. Permian to inbound the ball, trailing by 1. Near side, it comes on a flip from Saldivar to Tremaine Beatty over to Cedric Beatty. Beatty being checked by Ramos. He's going to drive. Right-handed up, blocked behind by Ramos. Here's Saldivar. Flips it out into the corner. He's going to get it back from Calicut. Saldivar misses. Calicut with the rebound. He goes up left hand. Mora with the rebound on the miss. Here's Ramos. Ramos stutter steps. He's going to be fouled. That's going to go against Cedric Beatty, and we should be shooting 2. Ramos is asking the referee if it's one-on-one, but it should be two at this point. That's the 10th foul. It should be shooting two. Coach Reeves confirms it with the referee, who initially signaled one-on-one. And now he does signal two, so Ramos gets 2 shots here. Chance to extend the lead. Jesus Ramos, 3 dribbles, puts it into the right hand and fires. He's got the first. Ramos picks up his 3rd point of the game, and it's a big one. And Ramos, with a little gamemanship, gives a high five to one of the Permian players as all the Hobbs Eagles have vacated the foul line. 47-45, and Ramos back at the line. Spins it to the right hand, fires, and he's got the next one. 3-point lead here for the Eagles. Saldivar having trouble. He comes over to Cedric Beatty. He's going to work Gore into the corner. Here comes help from Morgan. Gore checking Beatty. Beatty backs it out with the right hand. Crosses over. He's working one-on-one with Gore. He found Race Hare to the right side, checked by Mora. Mora closes him out. Goes back to Beatty right side. Beatty's going to drive. He's going to pull out. Looked at a long 3, didn't want it. Trying to work to the corner. Here's Saldivar. Saldivar looking for Race Hare, not there. Back to Cedric Beatty. Steps up. No shot. Ramos is clapping. Wants some movement here. Permian holding the ball. They're going to take a long 3. Here's Tremaine Beatty. He's got it. Tremaine Beatty now with 10, and it's a tie ball game. Not a soul in sight on that one. Gore walking it up the court. Here comes the double team. Backdoor to Morgan. Morgan's going to go up. Morgan goes up with the right hand over the 6'8" Hare, and Morgan has it. His first points of the ball game, and it couldn't come at a better time. 50-48 Eagles lead. Here's Ramos. He's going to check on Beatty, and Beatty's trying to go to the basket. Ramos is going to get body into him, and that'll put Beatty at the line to shoot 2. This is Tremaine Beatty, who has 10 on the night. He is a junior shooting guard. Brother, the senior Cedric Beatty, has 5. And both of them like the different colored shoes. He's wearing some off-colored kind of pinkish mauve shoes. I don't know what color to call that. Here's the first opportunity. It's up and in for Tremaine Beatty. Beatty now has 11, and it's a 50-49 lead for the Eagles with 1:19 on the clock. Tremaine Beatty's back at the line, taking his time, 2 dribbles, puts it on the right hand, pushes it up, and he's got it. Timeout on the floor. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Tie ball game at 50 apiece. You're listening to Hobbs Basketball on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.com.
Clear.
60, please.
Okay, no problem. $15. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back. 1:19 on the clock here. 4th quarter, and the Hobbs Eagles and the Permian Panthers have solved nothing. It is a 50-50 game. Eagles will have the ball starting here with that $1:19 left, and Michael Mackey making his way over to the baseline. Mackey, Gore, Ramos, Morgan, and Mora on the floor for the Eagles. Gore working the ball up is going to hand it to Mackey, who's working against Calicut, to Ramos. Ramos back to Gore. He's being checked by Cedric Beatty. Gore hands it to Ramos. Ramos back to Michael Mackey. A little bit of weave up top, taking their time. Mackey working against Calicut. He's going to work it out and take it back up to the Permian P. Gore near midcourt, being checked by Cedric Beatty. Crossover. Gore's going to hand to Ramos. Ramos, left-handed. He's going to have it tied up by Tremaine Beatty. It's on the loose on the floor, And they got a timeout on the floor. They're going to give Reeves the timeout before it's tied up. So we have a timeout on the floor, 43 seconds to go. We're going to go ahead and keep it here. Let's see if it's a 4 or 30. And that'll be Hobbs basketball at half court. No signal yet whether it's 4 or 30. And that's going to be a 30-second timeout. So we're going to go ahead and keep it here and try to reset the action. Both teams are in the double bonus. And Hobbs will have the basketball at half court, just under a minute to play here, tied up at 50. And a very smart play. Good coaching there by Coach Reeves, who gets the timeout as he goes to the floor before they tied him up. Reeves was trying to run time off the clock, running a weave up top, and Ramos unfortunately lost the ball. That tie-up was in the process of occurring when Reeves got the timeout. So that 30-second timeout's up, 43 on the clock. And Hobbs has the basketball here. Crowd starting to get on its feet, clapping, getting excited here, at least to my right. Morgan doing the inbounds. Mackey at midcourt going to bring the ball up. Inbounds to Mackey. He's going to step all the way into the backcourt in his own free throw line, and he's working against Tremaine Beatty. Mackey spins, looking for Gore, not there. Mackey with the left hand, goes to Morgan, back to Gore, top of the key at the Permian, Panther P. They're at midcourt. Gore has 5 seconds, now has to do something with it. Turns around, comes back to the top of the key again. 18 on the clock. We're going to try to take the last shot here. I think Gore wants it. Gore to Morgan, back to Gore. It's going to be tipped away. Permian has it. Beatty goes up. He misses. Ball's loose. Tremaine Beatty has it. There's going to be a foul on the floor. They're going to get Morgan with a push with 6 seconds on the clock. Oh, no. So that puts Tremaine Beatty on the line. Ronnie Ross set to check in, and I believe he's checking in for Morgan. Morgan has just fouled out with 5 fouls, and Ronnie Ross has hit the floor for the Eagles. So you got Van Landingham, Gore, Mackey, Mora, and Ronnie Ross on the floor for the Eagles. And here comes the free throws. Tremaine Beatty, 12 on the night, throws the first one up, and he's got it. Permian with a 1-point lead. And if he makes this, I know that Coach Flores has a timeout ready to be geared up and called. Here's Beatty's second opportunity with a 51-50 lead. Throws it up there. He's got the second one as well, a 2-point lead, and here's the timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Hobbs Basketball on YouTube.com, HobbsAmerica.com, and Cool 95.7. 30, please.
Okay.
No problem. You can use a video bookkeeper to open an account too.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the Permian Fieldhouse. Permian 52, your Hobbs Eagles 50. And just 6 seconds left on the clock. And Hobbs will be bringing the ball in from their own baseline, having to go the length of the court here for the final shot. Hare Calicut, Saldivar, and both Beatty brothers on the floor for Permian. Mora, Gore, Box, Mackey, and Ross on the floor for the Eagles. Box will be the inbounder. Mackey is going to be the one that gets the ball up the court here. He's going to be checked by Saldivar. 6 seconds, here it comes. Box brings it into Mackey. Mackey quickly up the court, splits the defense. Mackey looks for Gore. It's loose. It's going to be stolen away. Permian throws it up at the buzzer, and that's the ball game. 52-50, your final score here at the Permian Fieldhouse. And that is a heartbreaking loss for the Hobbs Eagles, who did everything they could to try to win this game here and left it on the floor. We'll be back for the postgame show in about 3 minutes. You're listening to Hobbs Basketball on YouTube.com, HobbsAmerica.com, and Cool 95.7.
Clear.
3 minutes, please.
Express 397-9290.
2 minutes.
American Bank in Hobbs takes the time to sit and understand your business. This helps them help you. Call First American Bank in Hobbs today at 575-392-9200.
30.
Support the athletic programs of Hobbs High School this season. Horn
15.
you good luck is
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Permian Fieldhouse. Your final score, Permian 52, your Hobbs Eagles 50, in a back-and-forth game here early in the season. Permian improves to 5-0 on the season, and Hobbs falls to 1-1. The leading scorers for the home team, the Permian Panthers, Tremaine Beatty, the junior shooting guard, had 14, as well as Ben Salvador. He's only a sophomore. He had 14 as well. Rounding out top scorers for the Permian Panthers, Race Hare, the big 6'8 post, had 10. Hobbs did a very good job on him in the second half, limiting only 2 second-half points. Calvion Calicut chipped in 3, and Cedric Beatty, the senior point guard, chipped in 5 for the Permian Panthers, who finished with 52 points. For the Hobbs Eagles, on a total of 50 points on the night, Jalen Gore and Michael Mackey, split head scoring duties for the Eagles. Mackey and Gore had 13 points apiece. Aaron Mora added 8 points apiece. Ronnie Ross chipped in 6. Jesus Ramos had 4. And Cautry Morgan and Darius Royal both added 2 points apiece. Game was back and forth, and it was a tale of different quarters. Hobbs opened up with a 16-12 lead after the end of the first quarter, but gave up 14-6 in the second quarter to trail at halftime 26-22. A 17-point third quarter spurred the Eagles into the lead, outscoring them 17-11. But in the final frame, it was 15-11 in favor of Permian, and they end up coming away with the victory. That wraps it up here in Permian. The Eagles will be going on to play Gadsden, and that will be played at Gadsden Middle School on the 30th before traveling to Artesia and playing in the Artesia tournament. Permian's on the road as well, as they will be actually hosting Midland Christian first and then going to Lubbock for the Lubbock tournament. So for Sean, back at the station, the best engineer in all the lands, this is Coach Brian Coltrane. Thank you for listening Good night.
Clear.
All right. Thanks, Sean. You did a good job.
Thank you.
You have a good night, sir.
You too. I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.